What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Slasher44, and this is a series I like to call Versus, where we put two weapons head to head to see which one is better and make you a better Call of Duty player. Today we're looking at two shotguns, which some people say are underpowered, some people say are overpowered, but today we're going to kind of get to the bottom of that. Today we're looking at the Argus, is like a lever action shotgun. It's actually one of my favorite weapons in the game, versus the KRM-262, your kind of basic run-of-the-mill pump action shotgun that you get in pretty much every single Call of Duty game. Now first, I need to explain how these two weapons work. So the KRM, like I said, run-of-the-mill shotgun, has a pretty damn good spread, and the spread doesn't get too close together when you're aiming down sights. Whereas if you look at the Argus, it has a super tight spread to begin with, and then when you aim down sights, it makes it so it shoots a slug, and a slug is basically one just big solid bullet that literally has an awesome range for a shotgun, and is almost always a one bullet kill when you land it on the body. Now the next thing I need to explain, as we always talk about, the first thing we talk about in Versus is the damage. Now the damage on shotguns is very odd in this game. The way it works is if you hit someone with a slug from the Argus, it'll kill them. Otherwise, if you're hitting someone with the buckshot, the way it works is when you get any single pellet, whether it's just one pellet or every single pellet, which both of these have 8 pellets, it automatically does 50 damage for both of these weapons. So it's always going to be a 2-bullet kill, even if you just land 1 pellet from each spread. However, if you land more pellets, every single pellet adds extra damage. For example, up close the KRM adds 13 damage, and up close the Argus adds 15 damage per pellet. So that's very important. The next important thing is at the longest possible range, which is at 15 meters for the KRM and 17 meters for the Argus. It does 7 damage per pellet for the KRM and 10 for the Argus. What does this mean? Both have the same base damage, but as far as pellets goes, the Argus is much better. On top of that, the range for the Argus is about 2 meters better at every single range. So that's very good stats for the Argus. So for that, we are going to give the Argus plus 1 point, and it takes the early lead. So pretty much every single gun we've looked at so far in Black Ops 3, the person or the gun that won the damage slot also won the fire rate slot. However, this one's a little bit different. So as I said, the KRM is a pump action weapon, whereas the Argus is a lever action, and the fire rate for the KRM is 60 RPM. The fire rate for the Argus is 63 RPM, so it literally is a little bit better, and for that, again, the Argus gets another point. So at this point, I was like, okay, what the hell? There has got to be something better for the KRM, and there is one thing that's better, and it's kind of a scapegoat if I'm being honest, and it's the reload time, because the way the reload works for the KRM, you put in 1 bullet at a time, whereas all the other shotguns you would reload an entire magazine. So for the Argus, you got 2.2 seconds, whereas the KRM you got 0.55 seconds. So I guess it's better. I guess we'll give it 1 point. It is a little bit better. I mean, you'll be able to fire 1 bullet a little bit faster. So for that, we're going to give the KRM plus 1 point. So it's now 2-1 for the Argus, and this is where things get ugly. Get very ugly. I can't stress that enough. So the Argus just kind of goes insane from here. From here, if we look at aim down sights time, it's better for the Argus by about 0.04 milliseconds. So boom, plus 1 point there. Another thing is if we're looking at time to kill, it's a little bit better simply because the Argus has a tighter spread. So I'm not going to give out any points for that just because it's kind of a scapegoat. Another thing we can look at is magazine size. So the magazine for KRM is 8 bullets, and for the Argus it's 10 bullets. You also start with 14 bullets for the Argus and only 11 bullets for the KRM. So boom, there you go. Another point for the Argus. And finally, you get a slug. You get a slug with the Argus, which means the final kill range, as far as ranges go, is way further for the Argus, because if someone's a longer distance away from you, all you have to do is aim down sights and you're going to get a long range kill on them. So boom, another reason why the Argus is better. Another plus 1 point. So I could keep on going like this because another thing that's better is the hip spread is also better for the Argus, and it just goes on and on and on. But what I'd like to stress here is the Argus is a much better weapon, like to the furthest extent that I can explain. Going into this, I thought that the Argus was going to be a little bit better, but by the end of this, I realized how damn good the Argus is. And if you haven't used the Argus yet, definitely try it out. It takes a little bit to get used to how you have to play with it, but after that point, it's a machine that is a force to be reckoned with, is what it is, and it's insane, and it's definitely a weapon you should try out. It's very, very good, and the slug round feels so awesome when you get a kill with it. The one thing I will say about the slug round is you have to find that distance where it just won't do any damage no matter what because the range drops off, and once you get that range down, it's always a one bullet kill within that range with the slug shot. So once you figure out that range, you will be a force to be reckoned with the Argus. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The Argus absolutely dominated the KRM. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you prefer the KRM? Do you prefer the Argus? If you don't prefer the Argus, you're nuts. But let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like rating if you enjoyed the video. Check me out on Twitter, link in the description, and subscribe for new Call of Duty videos every single day. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, peace out.